Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Lynn's Cooking. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cream chip beef if you're ever in a hurry. All you're going to need is your chipped beef. If you don't want chipped beef, you can use sausage instead. And then what I do if I'm in a hurry, I just get a country gravy mix, any kind that you like, and that's pretty much about it. And then I'm going to show you how to put it together. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab a cutting board and a knife. And then you're going to take your chipped beef out of the container, set that over to the side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this probably in half for right now. And you cut it up as small or as big as you like it. Now, this recipe was very popular back in the World War II era, because they had to get away with trying to cook and feed a family that was really, really inexpensive. And the soldiers loved it. The reason I know, my dad was in the military and he would come home and make this when he was not deployed. So, like I said, first thing we're going to do is we're just going to cut up our meat. I'm doing it pretty much in like a bigger strips. And then once I do that, then I'll just cut it in half. So you can do it, like I said, small, large, however you want. And that's pretty much about it. I mean, this is so simple, and it's very hearty and it's very good. Now, when you do your chipped beef, I'm going to tell you right now, do not add salt to it because there's salt in this and that's what's curing it. So give me a second, let me get my pot and my water, and we'll go from there. Okay, now my pot, I've got 3 cups. This package says it's 3.5 cups. Some packages will say 2. So just go by your package and what it says to put how much water in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put and then I've got a 1/2 cup of cold water here. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to put this in here. Oh goodness. Like I said, I make mistakes like everybody else. Oh. It's okay. Just bear with me a second. Let me get this cleaned up real quick while that's warming up anyhow. So that's okay. I can't believe, I don't know why I did this, but you know, hey, wouldn't have it any other way. When you're cooking, you're going to make a mess. Okay, so just bear with you. There we go. Got it cleaned up somewhat. And then also, the reason the package tells me to use cold water. So while you're 3 cups, 2 cups, whatever it may be, put that in your pot. Let it get to a rolling boil. Once you do that, you're going to just take your cold water and mix in your flour mixture, is all it is. And it's really super simple. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to set this here, and I'm just mixing it up. You can use a fork if you don't have a whisk. So that works just as well too. And you can see it's blending together pretty good. Yeah, and then the reason we do cold water is so that it does not lump up. Okay, because that's one thing you want to make sure that you don't do is you don't want lumpy gravy. So right now I'm just waiting on this water to boil. So when it starts boiling, I'll be right back. Okay, now my water is starting to boil. What I need you to do is just go ahead and whisk it one more time while you're putting it into your pot. And then just pour it into your water, just like so, and get all of it out that you possibly can. This is pretty quick, so, and then what you're going to do is just keep stirring your gravy mix, just like so. I mean, it's just so, and you'll see how fast that it really starts to just come together. And we're going to make like a thick gravy. So bear with me, and I'm going to turn this down a little because I don't need it that high anymore. I usually start my hot water on high, and then once I start cooking, then I turn it down. So, because you don't want it to scorch to the bottom. And that's the reason for doing the stirring at all times, because you don't want it to scorch. So this is pretty much done. It's going to be about like so. Okay, then what I'm going to do while it's still hot, I'm just going to set this here to the side. Now, I'm going to take that chipped beef that I cut up, and we're just going to put it in your gravy. Just like so. And since this is pretty much just about done, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And then we're going to put it back over here on the stove that I've already turned off. And then what we're going to do is we are going to just stir it in to where your meat is nice and coated. And that's all we're doing. And then what I'm going to probably do as well is I might add a little bit more pepper to it. You do not have to, but I think I will because it's like a sawmill gravy, and I like a sawmill gravy with some serious pepper in it. So bear with me. And you can see that this thing is still bubbling even though my oven's or my stovetop is off. And then I'll add more to this later. So, and believe it or not, that's it. It's done. We are finished making our creamed chipped beef. And this will feed a family very inexpensively. And like I said, you can do either chipped beef, or you can do ground or fry up your sausage first and ground it up, and then just put it in there just like so. You can also do it with hamburger meat. So if you will bear with me just a second, I got to get a ladle. We're going to go over here and I'm going to show it to you. Okay, I've got my cream chipped beef over here sitting in on a hot pot or hot I can't even talk today. Excuse me, y'all. Anyway, I did biscuits this morning. So you don't have to have biscuits, but if you do want them, my 2 ingredient biscuits will be posted below, and you can match it up with that. So first thing I'm going to do is that I always make what they call an ugly biscuit. So, because you always have a little bit of dough left over. And then you pull your biscuit out. It's hot. I normally just break them in half. You don't have to. You could just do it over the entire biscuit. And then once you do that, you break it in half. Then you're going to take, and I'm going to stir this up real quick. And then I'm going to bring this over to me. And then I'm just going to ladle my gravy over my biscuit. And then, honest, that's your meal. And it is done. That's all you've got to do. And also, in a pinch, if you don't feel like you can't figure out what you want to cook, or you don't have anything that you can think of, breakfast food is always a good option. But if you don't do biscuits, you can also do it on toast. So, if you like my video, please like and subscribe.